Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my gun out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front side, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it?
Game time proof.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, B. Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Hello there, Spee.
Oh, mate, this is so sensible.
Yeah, no.
I'm enjoying this, Steve.
Apologies for the nasal. I'm a bit blocked up.
Oh, is this an actual cold or a Hollywood cold?
What's a Hollywood cold?
Before we get to that, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys at Region Arcade. Get yourself an awesome copy of some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, we've had a few complaints about a segment that's been missing recently. So, Steve, we're going to bring it back.
Here it is, Turd Freaks. What have you been waiting for? It's time for Steve's launch.
So, Steve, give us a little update on the old lawn.
I'll be honest, folks, I was not at all prepared for this. I've mowed the lawn once the last 3 months.
Well, we know it's a summer lawn.
It is a
and
summer
it's been
lawn.
bitterly cold.
It's been so cold. However, Mum and my brother around yesterday, on the weekend, and they commented how well it was looking considering
how cold it is.
And
so, has the rain affected it all? Have we got patches? It's all sewing together nicely.
Oh, it is. In the back, you still see the lines.
Yep.
The front is primo-ish, besides the piss patch.
Yep.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy. Look, a month's time, 2 months' time is when business, we're going to get
And
serious.
how about the undesirables that were creeping through? How are we dealing with them?
Well, I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
We've staged a Brexit. We've gotten rid of the undesirables.
Well, there's sour sobs coming through, and I mean, look, the lawn's young. It's obviously its defense system isn't hugely successful.
Well, you send your kids off to daycare. They get colds all the time.
That's right. That's exactly right. Which is What's a Hollywood cold?
We're going to move on from there.
Okay.
I don't need to get myself in too much trouble. But we actually got a few listeners for the Primo segment, because that was lawn chat, and that used to be a lot better in summer. And I think we just leave lawn chat just for the winter. It's a summer topic.
Man.
I understand the love of lawn.
I feel like you're just rubbing in my nose at the moment. Though. Like, remember this segment? It's not as good as my segment.
I think what you've been rubbing in your nose is the reason why you can't talk right now. But we're going to move on.
Okay.
And the penny has dropped. Okay. So we're going to move on to the Primo segment with the superior intro music.
Many are born flogs, but only a select few are truly eligible for the Shit Bloke Awards. With your host, Spee Caruana.
That's right, with your host, B. Caruana.
Hey, Mum, I do not do drugs. That's what he was referring to.
I think one vote's going to go to Steve's dealer for giving him some dodgy stuff that's giving him a runny nose. But we do have our first phone-in voters. Some long-time listeners, first-time callers.
Oh, let's hear it.
We got Nick Hambor. Good, big fan of the show.
Big fan.
Probably our number one season ticket holder. We've got 3, 2, 1. So one vote. One D. Johnson, The Rock.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, I thought, Nick being a huge wrestling fan, this guy would be untouchable. But apparently it's for the film Rampage. Have you seen Rampage?
No, the monkey.
Well, according to Nick, don't see it.
Oh, really? Yeah?
The Rock has one vote at the Shit Bloke Awards for 2 hours of Nick's life that he'll never get back. 2 votes. Channel 7 executives for buying the cricket.
Oh, here we go.
Channel 7 will now undoubtedly cram in annoying ads for their unwatchable renovation or cooking shows, turning what was once a relaxing summer experience in front of the aircon into an unbearable dive for the mute button after every over.
Wow.
He's putting a lot of thought into these.
I'm very
and I
impressed,
really
man.
appreciate this. This is some good content.
Yeah, that's more.
And that's a fair vote.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not feeling this Channel 7 thing either.
No, I'm genuinely concerned.
Well, how long has Channel 9 been in control for? 30, 40 years now? Since the 70s?
That's all I know.
That's exactly right.
Since we've been like little whippersnappers.
Yep.
Like, in the 90s when we were, born. All we've known is Channel 9 and the cricket team.
That's right.
And I know, a few of the big names have moved over, the commentators and stuff, but it's just not going to be the same.
not
So,
the same.
I understand. I sympathise with that. I empathise with that. If it doesn't have ads for KFC every 5 minutes, then I don't think it's cricket. And number 3 votes. 1, E. Musk.
Okay, yeah.
For 2 reasons.
Okay.
Elon Musk, he's lucky he didn't get double votes. 1, for maybe doing what I did on an earlier show, referring to one of the divers as a pedophile.
Oh, I saw that in the paper, yep.
And for 2, but just the amount of get around me he's had at the moment. He just can't seem to keep himself, you're the richest dude in the world.
Is he?
Not richest dude in the world, but he's up there.
Yeah.
And you're a genius, and you're making all this stuff.
Yeah.
Mate, stop with have you ever listened to Triple M footy? He's got the golden trumpet. Just a lot of head wobble, just a lot of me. You might as well just change his name to Elon Me. He's just all about me. And that deserves 3 votes. So that's a worthy vote getter.
That's quality votes, Nick. Well done, buddy.
Mate, he's not bad.
Yep.
Like I said, there's people auditioning for your spot, Steve, and I tell you what, you are on thin ice, mate. We got another vote come through, just the 1 vote for our man Luke Colgan over in Melbourne.
Yep.
Masa Ujiri.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
you gave me a very confused look there.
Yeah.
Masa Ujiri is the general manager for the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, right, okay.
So he's getting the 1 vote because of the big trade we had last week.
Yes,
big trade
of course.
for Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green went to Toronto in exchange for DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl.
Okay. What's the problem here for Luke?
The reason why Ujiri gets it is because he made a promise to DeRozan that he wouldn't get traded.
Right.
Next week, trades him.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why this is such a big problem is because, Toronto's been around since, 95, 96?
Yeah, that's right,
They've never really made the finals. They've
Yeah.
never have made the finals.
Not their
They've always been a decent team. This team has made Eastern Conference finals, but they decided to blow it up. They realised the coach with the 2-star players of Lowry and DeRozan and Dwayne Casey's coach is good, but it's not great. And they're not going to make it anywhere with a good, not great team. But the problem is, DeRozan's the only player in the history of Toronto that's actually bought in to their system.
That's right.
They used to have Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
First chance he went, he left.
Later.
Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
First chance he got, he left.
Had a haircut and everything.
Vince Carter
Yeah.
played so badly for half a season, was tanking half a season, and demanded to get traded. As soon as he landed the Nets, all of a sudden, back to being Vince Carter again. This is a team and a city that couldn't retain any quality stars. DeRozan decided to buy in and become that city's quality star, and they promised him they'd never, betray him. Whoop. Next week, gone.
No loyalty.
That is shit.
That is, and especially he would have been so, licking his lips as soon as LeBron went over to LA.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like,
Here we go.
yes.
We're a genuine shot for
We
finals
are.
here now. And then, just rug pulled out from under him.
Oh, all right, yep,
That's
fair
two.
votes.
And so...
How many votes was that? Sorry? How many
That
did
was
he
just
get?
1. He just got 1 to Ujiri.
Okay.
He still did a good job bringing in... he's still doing his job well.
Yeah.
But just a shit bloke.
Yeah.
And then we also got from my man Kyle and Dylan. They both nominated the same guy for 3 votes.
Okay.
1, K. Durant. Now, when I pushed him for, okay, what's your reasoning? We need reasonings for why.
Yeah, well, what has Kevin Durant done?
Oh, I just fucking hate him. So, right now, if you look at the leaderboard, tied at 6 votes with Speed is Kevin Durant, just because 2 of my mates just fucking hate him. So that's fair.
Is that okay? Yeah, fair
So
enough.
what do you bring to the table today, Steve?
I've only got, I got 1 vote.
Yeah?
1 vote.
1 vote?
Yeah. I go to the gym first thing in the morning and I see the same crew. It's like public transport. You see the same crew, same window lickers every fucking day.
Mate, I
You
work,
know
I work
about
at a
it.
gym.
Yeah, you might know about this. And we've got a whole host of characters in there. And me and my buddy have given them all nicknames.
Okay.
This guy didn't have a nickname at this point in time, but now he does.
Yeah.
And we give him 1 vote, and he confirmed on phone. I wanted to make sure that I was being not rash like I was the other week with Big J.
Yep.
We're calling him Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Okay, Tarzan. For the simple fact that I don't know why. You know what? I don't know why it crossed his mind to do it. But he was walking through the gym and he just went, oh!
Started beating the chest.
He started beating the chest. Now, he was on the way out.
Yeah.
He was exiting the gym. It was probably about 6:15. He was on his way to work. Now, we thought that was a bit odd,
Yes.
you know. And
You thought maybe it was just once off?
once off.
Little Russian blood to the head?
And which is fine.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
You give him that.
But, and the thing is also, there was no real response to it. There was no, hey, good on you, whatever your real name is.
Yeah. Tarzan.
So,
T-Zan.
T-Zan, next thing, 12 seconds later,
Yeah.
in the bag area, oh!
He's doing it again.
He did it again. Why would he do it again? He didn't get the love the first time.
Yeah, it's like
so he thought he got
the comedian that repeats the punchline.
Right.
That's terrible. Is this thing on?
exactly. So, we are now giving him 1 vote.
So has he done it multiple days?
No, this is up until this point. All right, so my boy Rassley tried to call him mullet,
Mullet. Yeah, fair
right?
enough.
But the thing is, hey, Rassley almost got a vote for this because it's almost like Mattingly shaved off your sideburns.
Yeah.
Mr. Burns, I don't know exactly what you think of sideburns. Apparently, Rassley doesn't know what a mullet is because there is no mullet, short sides and back.
Yeah.
There's
No party at the back.
No, there's no party back. So he had labelled him mullet, which was totally in contention. Until
Is it sort of like when they I'm looking for Slim?
yeah, look for Slim. You found him. Yeah. So, but now he's labelled Tarzan
Yeah.
for one act.
Yeah.
That's he'll be labelled forever now.
Well, because you're gonna get odd characters like
Oh,
that.
I've
in the
got
gym.
so many.
I mean, maybe this guy's been seeing the same guy that you've been getting your nose candy from, but I don't know why I'm taking this. Is like my new joke now. It went from being Steve
Obviously.
being racist to now Steve's a cokehead.
Yeah.
But I think I should run with this. I like this. But no, we get that a lot in gyms.
Yeah.
Like I could a dozen and one stories for you. But the one that sort of come to mind straight away was, other than the guy that's in the gym right now that we refer to as serial killer, because he kind of looks like he's a lovely guy. The thing is, the problem is, like, a powerlifter. He's like a real stocky guy.
Yeah. Right.
Looks like sort of Eastern European.
Yeah.
Always looks really gruff.
Is he a listener?
No, God no.
Thank God.
Well, he's probably listening through the people's ears that he's cut off. But he just looks really gruff. But
Can
when
we
he
start recording somewhere else? I don't feel safe here anymore.
just lock the door, would be good. But yeah, he looks really gruff, but he's really friendly.
Okay.
So yeah, every time he came in, but for ages we didn't really speak to him, just like, oh, because he would just do these really sort of unconventional lifts, and like he's just brute strong, and you're like the guy that you're just like, yeah, you're not ripped or anything, but you're the fucking, you would tear my arm off and beat me to death with it.
Yeah.
And he always carried around his little bag with him, but he used to carry it to every station.
Oh, I didn't put
And
it in
everyone's
the
like, what's in
locker.
the bag? I'm
Yeah.
like, he's got the
Heads
head.
or something.
He had the head of the last guy he killed that questioned him about his technique. But he just that guy was serial killer.
Yeah.
But we had another guy at Holden Hill who did something similar to what you were referring to.
Right.
But this guy did it before every set.
Oh, wow.
So this guy was quite jacked.
Yeah.
He was like, young guy, bit of a pretty boy, quite jacked, but you could just tell there was a lot of brains, not a lot of brawn, not a lot of brains.
Yeah.
But he did this thing where he would, like, it was almost like a setup for a free kick. Ronaldo does that stand thing, hikes his shorts up. He would stand there, like, say if he was doing tricep pushdowns on the cable. So he's got the cable set up there, he'd put the weights on, and then he would stand back, take a step to his left, step to his right,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
step
right.
to his left, half a step back, pat the chest twice, and then storm in and start doing the
Beam on it.
exercise.
Yeah,
And
wow.
which sounds very eerily similar to Ben Wilkinson trying to lift anything. But he just kept doing this all the time,
Yeah.
like between every set. Step to the left, step to the right,
Wow.
step to the... It's like Johnny Wilkinson, rugby
Yeah, of
player.
course,
Yeah,
yeah,
step
they'll
back,
set
pat
up-
the chest, bam. Now, the reason why this became really good, because he used to do these... have you ever seen someone doing the weighted crunches? So they'll be on a cable machine with like a high pulley. They'll hold onto two handles of the rope and they kneel down and do crunches, and they've got the weight stacked. Yeah.
Abman.
Abman does that.
Abman at the gym.
There we go. Well, this guy was combining Tarzan and Abman, and he's also done that really wanky thing of like, oh, the full stack's not heavy enough. I'm going to put a weight on there as well and put a pin through
wow,
the
that's
weight
pretty wanky.
and the full stack.
Yeah.
Now, what old dumb shit didn't realise was the pin was not quite in the weight stack fully,
Okay.
so he's only really pinned the 20 kilo weight. So he's done his left, right, left, step back, pat the chest, storm in, kneel down, and because he knows it's supposed to be heavy, he's pulled down really quickly, like on his knees. Now, obviously, the pin's fallen out, the weight's dropped, and there's no weight on it, and because he's going down so violently, has just headbutted the floor.
Perfect.
To which I, with a client, I've just looked over and just gone, ah!
Oh, no.
And he looks over at me. I'm like, turn around, like, so yeah, that's 3 more, 2 more.
Okay,
And he's walked over to me like gingerly. I'm thinking, oh, he's about to have a go at me here. He's just like holding his head like, oh, I think I broke the cable on the machine. I'm like, you didn't, mate. The pin didn't quite go in. Yeah, just walk it off.
I think you broke your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Well, did you have a name for him?
No, it was just just chest bump.
Well, we got Teabag.
Teabag.
Teabag. Teabag's funny because when I'm not there, actually, it's not just Rassley. It started off with Rassley. He would spot him at every given moment. Whenever I wasn't there, he would run over there and spot our boy usually on the bench.
He's that guy that just wants to help out.
He does it with everyone.
Yeah.
He will fucking spot anyway. If you're asking for it or not, he's over.
In there. He's standing over there. Two more.
Teabag. He hangs them on your fucking forehead. There's Teabag. There's Ab Guy.
Yep.
There's Twisty.
Twisty.
Now, Twisty got the name Twisty because it was kind of just an odd exercise you would do. Maybe this is common in the world of gyms, but I've never done it, and I'll probably choose not to do it again.
Well, in fairness, there's a lot of exercises you haven't done, Steve.
Anywhere around the midriff, usually I'll avoid. But he's called Twisty because he would go, and the thing is, what double annoying about it, he would stand in the rack, like a squat rack or something like that. He would take up that space, and then he'll do these twisties.
Yeah.
Just twisties.
No, so no weight, no, not hanging from anything.
Like, like twist and shout kind of thing. Kind of like that. And he would just do that for, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes.
Wow.
Twisty. That's how we got his name, Twisty.
Where is this gym, by the way?
I'm not gonna name it. I don't want to name it, but it's out in the pause with me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out my way.
Fair enough.
But
is there anyone else? Just give us one more.
There's actually so many. I mean, look, you got the old Ducks.
Yep.
Obviously, they're there all the time. We got Betty.
Yep.
We got Betty, good old Betty. We got Charlie.
Because we used to have a girl at when I worked at Fitness First, and there was a lady that came in who would always seem to come in the gym just after she'd fresh Botox.
Oh, okay. So
she had this, me and my friend Amy would always fucking kill ourselves laughing because she always had that sort of, that Botox face, I can't make a face expression. And so we would just see her walk up to the leg press. And the way she'd kind of look at the leg press, it's almost like she was discovering everything for the first time. Yeah. So we you're
she looked surprised? Is that what you're saying?
Because everything was just she had that one just stuck look on her face of almost surprise, because she couldn't move her face. So we just, when you're just with a friend and you're pretending to do their voice, you'll be oh, look, there's a leg press. Oh, there's a tricep push down. Oh, there's a bench press. She just had the same face that just said that everywhere she walked. She excellent. Was, a little bit of plastic fantastic.
Am I being an arsehole?
No.
Am I being judgmental?
Well, I don't think you are.
No.
But I think this is coming through, Steve. Now I don't want to burst your bubble.
Okay.
But we have had a response.
A response to what?
To a story from last week.
What was the story? Gaz.
No, there's a guy you dubbed Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Old mate on the train.
Old mate Greg.
So
what does he have to say?
I don't know what his real name is. I think he's just put himself down as Greg. Okay, but we've gotten a response. Okay, Steve.
In what, like an email or something?
Like an inbox. Yeah,
oh wow! All right.
He slid into our DMs, which apparently he was trying to do, according to you, on some Instagram models. So do you want me to read you our letter here, Steve?
Oh, by all means. Let's hear what Greg has to say.
Here it is. Dear Don't Be Blasé podcast, let me start by saying that I'm not a listener of your show.
Who is really?
And I never will be, thanks to a certain host by the name of Steve Burrows, but we'll get to that later.
Oh, okay.
So his full name, Joe.
Oh, thanks. Cheers, buddy. Yeah. No shame.
To give you a bit of background about myself, I'm a resident of Adelaide, a husband, father of 3, and a regular commuter on Adelaide's rail system. He's very formal, definitely doesn't listen to our show. My wife and I lived in a beautiful home at Adelaide's north, so he's definitely out at Paulsville. That wasn't until Steve Burrows made my Instagram feed public record.
Two namings now? Steve's fine.
Yeah, no, Steve Burrows. He wants everyone to know, full name. You see, my wife, Nancy, is a regular listener to your podcast. Well, thank you, Nancy, for listening. You must be the 18th one that just tuned in last week.
Thanks, Nancy.
Apparently, every Thursday morning, after she drops the kids at school, she returns home, opens a bottle of Shiraz, listens to your podcast, which she calls, as I found it during our heated discussion, her escape from the mundanity of her life.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad that not only does, she has to listen, she has to go through a whole bottle of Shiraz to get through the show, only goes for 40 minutes. Sorry, Nance, I think you might have a problem.
Oh, dear.
You see, we've been having marital issues of late, but through counselling, wine, and a secret Instagram feed, we've been able to keep our hostility towards each other under wraps,
Secret Instagram
for the kids.
For the kids?
For the kids. Oh, you
do? Mate, you do. Hey.
Steve, you may be here one day, so let's not just laugh at Greg.
I'm not laughing at Greg.
You said that laughing.
I'm laughing at your reciting this email, this hate mail.
It's not hate mail, it's just constructive feedback.
Okay, all right.
Some of your haters are correct, Steve.
What do you mean some? How many haters do I have?
Oh, you got a few. This tightly knit tapestry of good vibes came unraveled when Nancy heard about my own escape, namely an Instagram feed containing fitness models. See, I got it. I told you.
It was fitness models.
Now I'm on the couch. My marriage is on the rocks. The kids are at their grandma's. I hope the funny anecdote was worth the laughs. It was actually.
It was pretty funny.
Got some good responses to that story. I'll tell you, one guy is not laughing. Me.
Me, as in Greg.
Yeah. I always thought what happens on the train stays on the train. But I guess that bond between passengers has been broken. Thanks a lot, Snooping Steve. Snooping Steve.
That's better than my whole name, I guess.
Signed, in quotations, Greg.
Oh, so he's not really Greg.
He could be anyone, but he's gonna try to keep anonymity because you took his anonymity away, Steve.
What? Oh, look, Greg. Nancy, can you pass on to Greg?
Well, I don't think she wants to talk to him.
But
But you tell him. I think he's probably going to listen now, just to,
Greg,
it's going to be like the Finkel and Einhorn thing. He's going to have just recordings of us playing non-stop, and he's just sharpening knives, thinking about how he's going to kill you, Steve.
Laces out.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, Greg. Look, I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah.
I thought. I didn't think you'd be outed. Greg is just like a made-up name.
Yeah. He's not saying his real name's Greg.
But how did Nancy know it was Greg?
Well, I think, the way you painted quite the...
it was a very good storyteller.
You're a wordsmith, yeah.
I'm very good. I've got no words now. But, yeah, wow. Look, Greg, I'm sorry. What can I say? I hope it gets better.
You're not taking this seriously, Steve.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, man. What's
I just love the fact that all the dodgy shit I say on this show, and it's one of your stories that gets us into trouble.
Get some hate mail. Damn.
This is the best. This has actually made my day. Because I always get told from the old Satan.
No, you're the jerk on the show.
Satan always tells me that I can't say that on the podcast.
Satan said that.
Yeah, Satan said it.
Yeah.
Talk to her every night in bed.
Yeah.
And she always gets on my case about, you can't say that. You can't say that. And that's why I stopped playing it to her. Don't let her listen. Hence why she doesn't know her nickname is Satan on the show. But but it's just like, nah. Like I always thought I was if anything was going to get in trouble, it was going to be me.
Wow.
But Steve, you are just like you're ruining marriages. You've got a drug problem. We almost need to have an intervention, Steve. I think you need to sort your life out, mate.
Oh, shit. Well, maybe, I don't know. Greg, you want to go halves in like some psychology?
Or just go halves in a hot bag. Like, maybe you two can hang out.
Wow.
Do a few lines, have a few drinks.
Greg, what can I say, buddy? I'm sorry, Greg.
Now, this is where we're going to really test your skills, Steve.
Wow, hey.
You've ruined a man's life.
I think that you sounded like that.
But can you segue out of this?
Well, it feels like a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Yeah. Well, speaking of shit.
I was actually going for a different segue.
There you go.
I was actually going for a bit of I feel like I'm carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And going into my 270 kilo deadlift story.
Well, tell us.
But we can go into your segue as well. Because I've got, unfortunately, look, folks, the 270 you would have seen, there's no video posted lately. I tried the 270 this morning. Yeah. I think it's about preparation.
Yeah. Did you have the t-shirt on?
And that's the other thing. I was not wearing a t-shirt.
Well, mate, what were you expecting?
I know.
Do you go out into war without a gun? Do you?
No.
Do you go out to bat and cricket without your pads on?
No.
No.
True,
then why are you trying to lift 270 kilos without the Icon Rocky Monero t-shirt available at Rocky Monero Facebook? $25. It'll help you lift heavier.
Yeah, it will.
Steve wasn't wearing it?
No.
No 270.
I didn't even get off the ground, man. I had 2 cracks at it. I don't know how to deal with this kind of disappointment.
Yeah.
How did you do it when you lifted? I'm assuming you tried 250 once.
No, I told you I've got 250.
Oh, you got 250?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you got 240.
No, I got 250.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you 260 still beat me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've had many a moment where I've just gone that, like, I even had it the other day, like, I haven't done it for a while. Went a 230 and I haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
And just got it about an inch off the floor and went, oh, nope, not doing it anymore.
Well, I think it was a preparation thing for me. We started, and then the other thing is I usually just go straight to deadlifts.
Yeah.
But this time, with some reason, we started doing chest.
Yeah.
So I did a good chest
session.
session.
You need to go fresh with dead.
Yeah, I know. And then I feel like also, because I feel like I only had half hour,
Yeah.
I kind of rushed it.
Yeah.
So I started doing 100, then went to 150, then 200.
Yeah.
Then I thought, I can't go to 250. I thought I'd do 240. So I did 240, which was a struggle.
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't. And I was like, well, I don't want to go 250 to 60. I'll probably just get too tired. So I went straight to 270. First, and I didn't have a good weight belt on. Oh, no t-shirt. It was a fucking drama.
It was a...
It was a...
Yeah, the key, you know what really got you over the line?
What's that?
about 10 minutes of twisty twisties before we started. Guaranteed, works every time.
Twisties, man.
But this is what I tried to segue to before.
Okay.
Now this is going to have a real shitty segue. It's not even like smooth. It's not to my usual best. Because this is me and Steve, when we finish a show, we go, oh, it was really good, because we like to pat each other on the back.
Yeah, it wasn't too
But then we also discuss, what should we talk about next week? And every now and then we throw out an idea. And sometimes we might put 2 or 3 ideas together and we go, yeah, cool, we'll just get them ready for next week. Now, we only had one idea coming into this week, because Steve said one thing to me and I just went, right. I don't know how to follow that. So, Steve.
Yeah.
What was the topic that you wanted to bring up?
Well, it was a follow-on from the public transport thing, wasn't it, really?
Steve, what was the topic you said to me? What did you say? Oh, next week we should talk about...
Shitting in public.
Shitting in public, folks.
In public, yeah.
Sorry, Nancy.
Sorry, Nancy. What, is Nancy a public shitter?
Oh, probably not, but she probably doesn't want to hear this. Like, she's probably it's 25 minutes in. She's probably 3 glasses deep. Yeah. But anyway, continue your story, Steve. Apparently this is going to enlighten a lot of guests.
Well, don't build it up or nothing, but it was just literally like...
Well, apparently they've been building it up and they had the shit in public.
It was a follow-on from the public transport story. It's just that the Greg story got a bit out of control last week, so I didn't get to finish this bit. But one day I caught the train and I was about to sit in one of those like bays, and someone said, "Don't sit there." I said, "What's wrong?" And they said, "Look down there."
Yeah.
And it was a massive. I would have had to be as long as my forearm. It was a big piece of steaming, piling. Human shit.
I'm glad you classified that.
Yeah, it was and it was amazing. I was like, what? It was a pretty impressive poo, by the way.
Like one solid piece?
It was just one solid log. Bam.
That's impressive.
It was, man.
Wasn't like a splatter job?
No break off.
Yeah.
Nah.
Do you reckon that was probably a clean wipe too? Like a phantom?
I'd be surprised if he had toilet paper. I'd be surprised.
There wasn't like a bit of newspaper laying around?
There was not.
The advertiser just floating about?
No, there was nothing like that. It was literally... And it got me thinking though, didn't it? Like... Because he would have had to... Seriously, he would have had to... I'm assuming it's a he.
Yeah.
Well, chicks wouldn't do this, would he? It'd be a dude thing, right?
This is your toxic masculinity coming back. That's it, 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row.
It was like 2:30, 3:30 in the afternoon, you know? So, it would have been... And it was... He would have had to just drop the pants, squatted, and he would have had to get pretty close to the floor so it didn't break off.
Yeah.
It was a long...
Just like a soft serve sort of setup.
It was, yeah. And he took a shit in the thing, and which... Now, the thing is...
Now, did you not smell it before you approached it?
You know when you're on the train, you're auto pilot, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was lucky I just didn't step in it,
And
man.
plus, you seem to have a blocked nose a lot these days.
So that's right. So I could smell it, and I don't do drugs. Now, so yeah, I remember a few of us giggled about it. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But then there's one fucking uppity bitch come along.
Yeah.
And she goes, I guess I'll call up there. And I was like, everyone's like, oh, good on you, mate.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Yeah, good. So she called him up and they said, oh, yeah, we'll sort it out. Rah, rah. Anyway, shitting in public, man.
Yeah.
Is this a thing?
It's a thing. It's like, okay, so the classification of the human shit made me laugh because it reminds me of the story Satan was telling me. One time she was coming out of the car park where she parks near the gym and she was walking down the stairway. She stumbled across them. So she's come and told us at the gym. She's like, there was shit in the stairwell at the car park. I'm like, yeah. She goes, but it was human shit. And I'm just like, okay. Like, look, I didn't realise there needed to be some sort of classification. It's like,
I think so, though. I think
you think
definitely.
human shit is just inappropriate to be in public, but if it's dog shit, that's okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's a full process.
Shit is shit.
Of course, look, the product is the same, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's the process that goes behind this shit. That's the question.
Well, because the only time I found it humorous was one night we were out and Satan had been at a wedding.
So you didn't find that humorous?
Oh, I'm not a big poo wee fart joke guy. Probably why I didn't find MacGruber funny. But there was one time I found it hilariously funny is because we were at Satan had been at a wedding and I'm meeting up with her later. Like, so I met up with her in the city and we're on Harley Street and now I have a thing. I really like KFC.
Oh, who doesn't?
Well, Satan. So she doesn't like KFC. And then the only time I can talk her into having KFC is if she's drunk.
Yeah.
If she's drunk, she's like, yeah, I want a Zinger burger. I'm like, yes. So whenever time if I'm not with her and she's drunk, then I always know, yeah, I can talk her into KFC right now. Even if I don't really feel like it, I'm gonna, because that's my opportunity.
Of course.
You're gonna shoot your shot that's there.
Exactly.
So I'm like, do you want to go to KFC? She's like, yes. I'm like, sweet. So we went to the KFC on Harley Street. Now, this is a Saturday night, probably around 2 a.m. when things start to turn a bit gross. And so we've gone in and I've ordered, and you order, and then to your right you stand around. There's a couple of high tables, and everyone's waiting for their
Sure,
order.
of course,
Got their receipts, whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of drunk kids in there, and this and that. And there's a couple of drunk girls sitting there. But then all of a sudden I can just smell something, and I'm thinking it doesn't smell like vomit. It doesn't smell like beer. It actually smells like shit. And I'm thinking, how would there be shit? Because the toilet for those KFCs is like round the other corner.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how is there shit in here? Like, why can I smell shit? Like, has someone stepped in shit? Like, I think we've broken the record for using the shit word.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I see people behind me at one of the high tables laughing and taking a photo of this box. Now, I look over and there is literally a turd, like only a little one, but like maybe like a zinger size. But in the box. In the box. Now, this is where, this is a packed sort of KFC.
Yeah.
Did they take the box outside, shit in it, bring it back? Did someone squat in the KFC? Did they take it into the bathrooms, bring it back out? I need answers.
Very good questions, I think, Speed. I think you're asking the right questions.
It was so bizarre, but it just made me laugh. Like, everyone just cracked up and took a photo. But then all of a sudden, like, two girls that were really drunk, they were kind of sitting there. You know, people that are really drunk waiting for their food. Like, and you just know that they just sort of slinked out. Okay. And I'm thinking, was it one of them?
Oh.
So there's just so many questions. It's like one of the greatest intrigue mysteries of all time.
Well, I think we have to knock out the fact that they took a shit in the restaurant.
Yeah.
That probably didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a train.
It's not a train.
It's not a train.
Yeah, because that's
normal.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Clearly. Or a stairwell.
I mean, you gotta go, man. Shit. Yeah, I feel like as I get older, when I turn after my 27th, I feel like when it's time to go, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So stairs or not. So I think we'll knock that one out.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I wasn't there. I'm gonna say.
Weren't you though, Steve? Where were you? You got an alibi?
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
I'd say someone has taken a shit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Thought it'd be funny.
To put it in the box.
Put it in the box.
Yeah.
And then just put it on the table and they probably were
Just
there
walk straight
still.
out, yeah.
They probably were like looking from a distance,
Yeah.
having a bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
Sounds like probably they'd probably be on their own or maybe just one other buddy. I'm assuming it was probably a dude again.
See, you're just this
I know. I'm
rampant
sexist,
sexism, Steve.
I know.
Toxic masculinity that you're displaying, Stephen.
Yes.
Nancy's going to turn off soon. She can't stand this.
Well, I think we lost one, but we got Greg. So even Stevens, we'll take that.
You lose some, you gain some.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, Nancy. This probably isn't as enlightening as we probably sold it to.
No, but that's all right because it wasn't really going to be. It's shitting in public. It's not going to get like. I mean, there was that one story recently of the serial shitter.
The runner?
Yeah,
the shit jogger guy.
Because I mean, I understand that, because if you've ever eaten anything and then tried to exercise, you do get the bubble guts.
Yes, you
Same
do.
way with that guy that was winning the Tour de France a couple of years ago. Did you see that? Like, I think it was like last year's Tour de France, and he was leading the pack, and then he's pulled over, and they're like, "Oh no, he's had an accident. Like he's had a crash or malfunction in his bike." And because the cameras are following him, and then literally he's like peeling off his like tights, and he's like squatting down behind like a ridge, and that's like,
Really?
oh no, and they cut the cameras away because he had to take a dump. So
That's hilarious. Did you ever? I know you're not a Sailor fan, but did you ever hear the CDs they used to run? We've talked about this.
talked about CDs.
Do you remember the Champion one
No,
when he's a golfer?
no.
Okay.
I'm sure it was
this is
funny.
going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm sure it was funny a while ago, Steve.
Yeah, it
but
was funny.
Much like you thought of wedding crashes, maybe it's lost its time.
That's right.
But
Anyway.
you're wrong with that one.
Yes.
But before we finish, guys,
Sure.
we're going to discuss our favourite topic, bit of NBA news. So today we're going to finish on, Steve,
Yeah.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how shit, and once again using that word, is Carmelo Anthony? The fact that he got traded to like one of the worst teams in the NBA, and they are paying him $28.9 million to not play for them.
$27.9 million. Thank you very much. You carried the one. Yeah, 27.9. I think. Oh, it might be. No, it's 27.9. Yeah, it's a fall from grace, as you said. You've mentioned this, but
He's falling upwards.
He is
falling.
falling.
If you're gonna get fired, 27.9, not a bad severance package.
Yeah, exactly right. So I think he'll probably wherever he goes, and Houston looks like they might be the place to go. He'll probably sign for that veteran minimum.
Yeah, which is another $2 million or something.
Couple of million. So does that add on top of it, or does that just come off the 27.9?
No. He's got all that money, and then he'll get more.
Wow. So he'll get paid $30 million this
Yeah.
year. and he is all of a sudden a contender.
Yeah.
Or he'll be on the contender.
It's very
contender
average.
team.
I think he's almost slipping into votes territory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, well. We'll
Oh.
see.
Well, anyway, on that dazzling high note, Steve didn't give me much there.
No,
But that's all right. No, we'll move on.
Oh,
We're
okay.
going to move on for this week. That'll be enough for this week.
What's next week?
Next week we are doing our first recording with the crossover.
The crossover.
With the HSP podcast, the Hot Shit Bar. We're
The
going to go to the
Horse
boys, see the
Shit
boys.
Bar.
I don't know if we got the A team or the B team, but we're going to be there.
Are we naming names? Who's on the A's and who's on the B's?
I think we might name them next week. But that's going to be our 50th episode. But for today, that's going to be us, guys. For Speaker R1 is saying goodbye. For Steve Burrows,
See you later.
We'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Who's?
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.